So although I was an English-speaking missionary, and there were all sorts of different wild languages spoken by the missionaries there were still people from corners of the world that weren't covered by the other language missionaries. And if they spoke English well enough for the English missionaries to teach them, then we kind of got the leftovers from the investigators and people that didn't fall into the other stewardship of the other language missionaries. So I did primarily speak English in the lessons and things. That's the only language that I do speak. But I was able to experience all sorts of different cultures. And especially being in different leadership positions and capacities, you'll go on exchanges with district leaders or with zone leaders. And sometimes those members in your district or zone are Farsi missionaries or Chinese missionaries, and you'll sit in a Chinese lesson. And although you may not be able to understand the words that are being spoken, you can understand and almost know what's going on just by the feelings you receive. And oftentimes your temporary companion will even ask you to share something, and he'll translate for you, and you can still be a big force for good in those lessons. I remember even contacting down in close to downtown Toronto, and you would sometimes go an hour or an hour and a half without seeing a white person. You would be speaking to people from India and from China and Russia and Iran and all over the place. And although you may pass many of those people off to other missionaries if they wanted to learn about the gospel, it's still your job to be the initial contact with the church for them, and you've got to display the gospel in a way that's meaningful to them, to Muslims and Sikhs and Hindus and Taoists and all sorts of people. And ultimately the truths that are true for us are the same for them, but you learn how to apply those in different ways to different people from different parts of the world.